Awesome date, June 27th, 2008. Awesome topic, a game about a webcomic about video games. Yes. But this is the OSMcast. Hi folks, and welcome once again to the OSMcast. I'm Basil.
And I'm Eric.
And for tonight, that's us. So, this past Sunday, well, first, before anything else, of course, this podcast is dedicated to George Carlin.
Loving memory to one of the comedy greats. Certainly an inspiration for every foul joke I've ever made in my entire life. We salute you and we will miss you, sir.
You see, we recorded this on the 23rd.
23rd.
And that's apparently when they announced his death. And when people die, you dedicate things to them. So, we're dedicating this podcast to you.
Mr. Conductor.
That's what I knew him as. Anyways, this past Sunday, I was held up for about 15 minutes before close by this random hippie rocker dude. About how he was giving this whole backstory about how he had learned this spaghetti recipe from this old Italian lady after he played some gig with some band. So here's the recipe. You take a half stick of butter, throw it in the pan, start sizzling it up, throw in some onions, and then apparently you chop up some cloves of garlic, throw that in there too. Then you cover the entire thing in basil. Apparently fresh basil leaves out of the garden are the best, but you can buy the leaf stuff in like the actual, cans or whatever they sell them in. And then apparently, just when you thought you've covered it up too much, you add some more. And then apparently after that sizzles up, you pour in some Progresso, like soup, not soup. Spaghetti sauce. And then you let that simmer 15 minutes. It's supposed to be really good, but I haven't tried it. So, you out there should try this random hippie, concoction.
Are we only hearing about this because you needed to have some reason to be held up 15 minutes at work for it?
No, he just started telling me about this. Like, I had no choice but to hear it. It was one of those things. And I had an entire store full of customers too at the same time. I was trying to get rid of all of them at the same time. But he was telling me this story, and I had to listen.
I hate that. Guys, if a store's... Look, I've worked retail for nigh on a decade now. If they're trying to close the store, get the fuck out, okay? Just leave. I know you think whatever you're doing is very important, but it's not. Get the fuck out. Just a public service announcement.
But that's my antidote for the day. And, if you make this and it's any good, or if it's horrible, let us know via comments or email or voicemail.
Yeah, come on. And if, you manage to kill somebody with it, we don't want to know. So don't tell us about that. We never heard of it.
That's right. Although I think pretty soon we're going to announce a contest, which I think we'll have announcements of more of that in the upcoming podcast.
For a little bit of viewer man... Oh, sorry, we're not on E.
Right. But what we do have is the world of awesome.
Alright, this week in the world of awesome, I have a lot of places have started to do their hands-on previews of Guitar Hero 4, which is basically Guitar Hero Rock Band Edition. And I've got to say, while I really, really disliked Guitar Hero 3, the early preview stuff for Guitar Hero 4 looks really good. I think, actually, oddly enough, since we're going to review the P-Arcade game, this is kind of fitting. Tycho, on his blog post today, actually put it best when he said, "This is what we get when people compete." And this is a prime example of two companies competing and the consumer winning.
Yeah, now that, in most cases, for example, Guitar Hero... Of course, Harmonix handled the software side, whereas Red Octane handled the hardware side. And now that Harmonix has figured out all the software stuff already for Rock Band, Red Octane has went, okay, we'll steal those ideas and they make really, really, really good peripherals for it.
Yes. And not only that, but we'll take those ideas and we'll, expand on them. It's basically the same idea. For example, Guitar Hero 4 has customizable rockers, just like Rock Band did. But the Guitar Hero 4 ones are super customizable. I mean, you can change the shape of body parts, you can, form the face, you can put tattoos all over them and everywhere and everything. It's really impressive. And the biggest thing for me, anyway, that's come out is the drum set looks nice. It's got one less drum pad than the Rock Band set has, but it's also got two sets of cymbals over the top, and is apparently pressure sensitive, so it not only tells when you're hitting it, but how hard you're hitting it.
Which can be pretty cool. I also know that, aside from that, apparently Mad Catz and some other ones have released, I think, patents for their own Rock Band drums.
Full drums.
And I don't like the full set of drums. They look even nicer than Guitar Hero 4's. So we'll see where it goes. My only worry is I already have an entire set of instruments now for my house. I really don't have room for yet another set of instruments.
Well, that's not my worry, and you're talking to but of course I'm abnormal. You're talking to a guy that has 4 sets of bongos and owned a virtual drum set before the Rock Band drum set, so...
Well, it's true, but I don't know.
And we got Rock Revolution coming out, which is another whole drum set, if anybody cares.
We don't speak that name in this house.
Oh, what's wrong? Have we heard bad things about? I haven't heard bad things about Rock Revolution. It's Konami's answer to Rock Band.
It's such a sad attempt at cashing on a thing that they actually sort of started.
It's true, but maybe we'll get J-Rock versions of it and then we can import it.
Yeah, but I love the voice parts, and it has no voice parts at all.
Ugh. I love the drums.
It's just drums and guitars, and why would I want to settle for just drums, guitar, and voice in both Rock Band or Guitar Hero 4?
Because sometimes you make sacrifices to get awesome drum kits. Basically, my goal is to own every virtual musical instrument ever made. That kind of invalidates me a little bit, but...
Well, my other thing is that I've downloaded so many songs for Rock Band already.
Oh, that I agree. God.
And while, there are songs that you can download on Guitar Hero for Guitar Hero 3, that'll actually work for Guitar Hero 4, and vice versa. And we don't know what's going to have Rock Band 1 or 2, but there's just so many already songs are available for Rock Band.
That's true, but since they've copied everything else from Rock Band, I'm sure they'll copy the download content format.
We'll see. I mean, their entire idea is, instead of doing a lot of downloadable stuff, doing lots of discs.
Ugh.
Lots and lots of discs. I mean, we've already seen Guitar Hero Aerosmith, and
now
they've already announced Guitar Hero Metallica that's designed for Guitar Hero World Tour, which is what Guitar Hero 4 is being called. So, I mean, I don't know. They're really setting the precedence.
We shall see. We shall see how it all falls out. But at least you guys have choice. We all, we can go a lot of different ways, and people are trying new things. And it's a good time if you like the rhythm genre.
Although, in anti-awesome, I'm calling, Activision out for every other freaking not Rock Band, Guitar Hero branded thing ever on
Guitar Hero harmonicas.
Oh yeah, they gave us a free Guitar Hero harmonica. They've released little LCD keychain type Guitar Hero things where you press buttons. They've released that Guitar Hero Air Rocker thing where you wave a pick around your crotch and music comes out. And I've tried. I know you're looking forward to this Guitar Hero.
No,
thing with DS.
We must not get into we're not getting into Guitar Hero DS right now. Guitar Hero DS is either really awesome or really bad, and we will not get into this right now, or this podcast will end in fisticuffs. So we're going to steer away from Guitar Hero on tour, not on tour. Is it Guitar Hero on tour?
Yeah,
it's Guitar Hero on tour,
and the Guitar Hero 4 is World Tour.
World Tour,
but suffice to say, I think on tour is really stupid. Eric currently disagrees.
I haven't played it yet, though, so
we'll see what happens. However, what I have been playing, which is awesome. Just recently, Square Enix, now that they own Taito, have released in the US Space Invaders Extreme, as well as Arkanoid DS. The Space Invaders Extreme is for DS and PSP. And Space Invaders Extreme is freaking awesome.
Yeah, it was real. This is funny, we were stuck in the car on the side of an interstate the other day, which is a fun little story. And, Basil pulls out his DS and starts playing. I'm like, what the hell are you playing? Space Invaders? And I was laughing at him for it.
And then I handed it to him.
And then I then I purchased it at a brick-and-mortar retail store and did not download it for my R4 DS.
But it takes the Space Invaders, gameplay, which is your little ship on the very bottom, you can move left and right, and aliens sort of slowly come down at you, and you have to shoot them down before they shoot you down. And if they get all the way down to the bottom, you lose a life, they go a little further up, and you keep doing it until you lose all your lives.
Basil? If the guys listening to this don't know how to play Space Invaders, I don't think they deserve to listen to the OSMcast.
But just in case they didn't, it's our duty to inform and educate. Anyways, they've taken it and threw out a whole new, almost Pac-Man, Championship Edition, sort of shiny gloss over it. It looks almost like, there's pretty lights and flashing colors behind the background.
Yeah, it's really psychedelic. When you shoot enemies, it goes like in tune to the beat. It's really crazy. It's like doot, 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 doot.
Yeah, they've got this awesome techno music behind it. Your actual shots and explosions are sort of musical and sort of time themselves to the beat of the song.
Yeah, it doesn't really, obviously since you're shooting, it doesn't really time to the song, but I don't know how to describe it. They're musical notes, and they fit the song wherever you hit them.
Yeah.
It's kind of cool.
There's power-ups where each time there's 4 different colors. No, 4 or 5, 6 different colors. Bunch of colors of enemies.
A lot of colors.
And all the actual colors, like red, blue, and green, each have their own special power. If you shoot enough in a row, a little flashing block will drop down. If you touch the block, you get a power-up. Blue is this giant laser that shoots through everything. Green is sort of this almost shotgun blast where it's like 5 shots in a row that shoots up. Whereas the red has these little bomb attacks, which are little red pellets that shoot up and explode things all around it. And I think if you shoot white ones, you get a little shield. And it's really cool. They've included bonus rounds where if suddenly Chorus Land Space Invaders, there's little spaceships that fly above. If it's flashing, you shoot it and you actually go in a bonus round or you do a quick challenge. And if you win, you get in a fever mode, which gives you some super powerful weapon, which you have to play for how many seconds it lasts until you can keep on playing through these stages. And then you finally hit a boss mode, which are actual bosses, which
are really neat. Like, for example, the one I played was, and also watched Basil play, was there was a thing on the bottom screen where normally the gameplay happens, and it moves your ship to the top. And so you're a lot closer to your enemies, and you have to shoot the ships, and they generate little shields that will reflect your blast. So you have to shoot them, move out of the way, and let it fall down to the bottom screen to hit the boss.
Yeah, from the reflection. Like, the enemies get different things, too. Some enemies have shields, some have reflective shields. It's a really, really in-depth and really neat take on Space Invaders, and it's only $20.
And most importantly, it's really great to just pull out and play. It is, I love my DS. I love the hundreds of hours in RPGs and large platformers and action games and stuff that I can play on it. But when it comes right down to it, the biggest reason I carry a Lite around is to pull it out and play it for a few minutes on a line, play it when I'm waiting somewhere for school, play it when I'm on break at work. And Space Invaders Extreme is a great game for that.
It really is. And like I said, I also got Arkanoid DS, and it's
Arkanoid.
It's Arkanoid. Like Breakout, Alleyway, whatever you call it. It's almost sort of like a palm where you break stuff. Little dot. You have a little thing little paddle that moves around the bottom of the screen.
Yeah.
You destroy blocks that are above the screen. And it's cool. It looks alright. It plays like Arkanoid.
Yeah, that was a much more basic port than the Space Invaders Extreme was.
Like there are like boss type areas and stuff, and definitely some neat puzzly sort of things to it. They tried. They didn't try nearly as hard.
It's really kind of
Space Invaders.
It's really kind of interesting because this is the second time with Space Invaders in the last 2 years, right? Didn't someone else come out with Space Invaders? God, what was it called? It had spray paint stuff on the cover. I remember the cover, but not the game.
Yeah, well, like I said, recently
Spray Paint Revolution, Space Invaders Revolution. That's what it was called.
Yeah, well, I think after Square Enix bought Taito, I think that sort of prompted them to try to do something more with the brand.
Yeah,
and that's what I'm guessing. Especially now that all their freaking remakes that Square Enix has been making haven't quite started to not sell like they used to.
Square Enix, we do remakes.
And apparently they've announced that, oh, hey, our remakes aren't selling like the remakes were selling, so we're going to make new games now. Which is good, because then we get things like World's Ends with You.
Oh, what a great game.
It's supposed to be really, really good. I just bought it, so we'll see how it goes.
I beat it a while ago. It should have been on the World of Awesome. Great game. Best thing Square Enix has put out in years. That was not a Final Fantasy title.
I'm sure that our next episode I'll probably have played it some and have a much more detailed.
Heck, we might end up doing one of these on that one day.
Yeah, probably. But this
to the
time,
topic at hand,
for tonight, we're doing the game that was done by the Webcom Penny Arcade for the Penny Arcade Adventures on the Rain-Slick Precipice of Darkness.
It sounds like it needs sound effects at the end of it. The Rain-Slick Precipice of Darkness.
Yeah, probably. So, apparently on what Wikipedia tells me, it's on August 25th, 2006, the opening day of that year's Pit Arcade Expo, they announced this game. They said it was going to be a 3D action-adventure game that will be digitally distributed.
Digitally distributed. Well, that's sort of an action-adventure game. It's more adventure than action.
It's more RPG.
Yeah, it's more.
It's an RPG.
It really does feel like they started to make Sam and Max, which, by the way, was also made by Telltale Games or Hothead.
No. Sam and Max was made by Telltale Games. This is made by Hothead Games. This is actually their first game.
Okay, I thought this was made by the same people who did Sam and Max, though.
No, they're doing the Homestar Runner.
Oh, they're doing the Homestar Runner game. That's right. I'm sorry, guys, but it really does feel like somebody started to build like a Sam and Max game and slammed into Chrono Trigger somewhere along the way.
Yeah.
And that's where we ended up.
Now, first the basics. It's $20. You can get on all sorts of things. They have it sell via their website, which I think it's like Play Greenhouse.
Yeah, and there's
which you can get it done for like Linux, Windows, and Mac. You can also download it via now Steam.
You can get it for the Xbox Live Arcade.
Also Arcade, or even for PC, there's like Direct to Drive now, and some other options. Like, if you want to buy this game, they have now pretty much put on every major thing you use to play.
Yeah,
to buy video games online.
If you buy it without buying a disc, you can get this game on that service.
Pretty much. Which is usually through the website or through Steam, and now once they did Steam, which was really cool of them because originally they weren't sure if they'd do Steam, but then they went, we'll do Steam. Probably because everyone likes money. But, so pretty much, the premise of the game is they take place in New Arcadia.
Which is a 1920s dystopian future.
Where, apparently elder gods can occasionally run amok. Or at least does in this case. I mean, you've got Gabe and Tycho. Tycho is a scholar of apocalyptic studies, and he's turned detective and his buddy Gabe.
Who had a fight with the devil. Which is Gabe's really funny in this game, but
they're all
really hilarious. Funny in this game.
But what's important is that the game first stars you.
Yep.
And you get to make you. And while the character creation is not the most robust thing in the world, you can make something, and probably something you'll end up liking.
And it's more character creation than you get in 9 out of 10 Xbox Live Arcade games.
It's true. And so really, once you make yourself, the game kicks up. You're sitting around, you're looking at your lawn.
You're raking it.
Well, the narrator goes, "What the hell's wrong with your lawn? Rake it."
Yeah, that's right, And
so they make you pick up your rake, and as you're raking, next thing you know, woo, boom! A fruit fucker steps on your frickin' house, and you...
clumps off down towards the docks.
And you are suitably pissed.
It really does invest you right away with the reason why this character's going after the proof. Like, it's just a total revenge situation. The guy's hanging out, the giant robot steps on his house, he picks up his rake
and goes, "Come on, let us begin our dark work."
No, that was the narrator.
No, he says it.
Oh yeah, he does.
Like, your character does say it. I think if you choose option 2. Anyways, you get a lot of
dialogue
options.
Which makes it so it's actually kind of good to go through the game a couple of times.
And thankfully the game's pretty short, between like 6 to 10 hours.
Yeah, not long at all. But pretty good value for $20 at the same time.
Especially for an Xbox Live Arcade game.
Yeah.
Or an episodic game, because there's going to be 4 parts to it.
And you have the standards, you talk to the NPCs and they're going around.
But most NPCs are also freaking out themselves, going, "Oh God, what the hell was that? Oh God, what are they doing? Help me. Why is everyone screaming? I don't know.
You know, usually in an RPG, there could be an army besieging them. People are attacking from all sides. Monsters are popping out of the ground. You talk to an NPC and they say, "Hi, welcome to So-and-Soville. The shop is over there." Not these guys. These guys go, "Holy shit, there was a giant robot! Run!"
So, there you go. And as you're running down the thing, you fight the fruit fuckers. Yeah, this is going to be a
foul episode, guys.
Because it's Penny Arcade. And pretty soon you get to meet up with Gabe and Tycho, and you learn about their group, Startling Developments.
Startling Developments Detective Agency. What was it?
There's a logo.
There's a logo
that has the gear. They represent the darkness.
Dark industrial world we live in. The eye, which
we perceive this darkness,
and the lightning bolts, because lightning bolts are awesome. Yeah, like it's the whole thing, guys. Let us stretch. We're going to talk about the gameplay and other aspects of this game, but get this straight right now. You played the Penny Arcade game because it's hilarious. Like you play this game because it's funny. And well written.
I think Taika wrote pretty much every single word that's in this.
Yes.
And now, mind you, if you're not a Penny Arcade fan, I don't know if you'll really enjoy the game.
You might become a Penny Arcade fan in the process of it.
Like, definitely make sure that you've read through the comic and understand. Don't focus so much on their actual gaming jokes, but on their jokes that don't have to do with games.
Yeah.
Just random situations. Stuff like the Cardboard Tooth Samurai. Cats and Twisby.
Cats and Twisby, yeah.
Like, some of their more weird off-the-cuff stuff that isn't quite...
The zombie Armageddon or whatever it was.
Because this is definitely Penny Arcade-style humor, but it's not their game satire. It's definitely... You feel that this is very much a world realized mostly in Tycho's mind, and you get to step around and run around in it.
Well, I don't want to take away from what Gabe has done. He's obviously designed the world and
oh yeah,
the art style is all pure Gabe art and it looks really good. So I'm not trying to take away from that, but the humor and in everything, the visuals, in the little fruit fucker robots that as you're attacking them swing their hips at you.
Yeah,
that's the jokes for, like I said, because lightning bolts are awesome. That's what you're here for.
Now, what I thought was interesting was this game is actually powered by the Torque engine, and I didn't know much about it when I looked it up before this podcast. And apparently, this was originally designed for Tribes 2, which is a pretty old video game as far as things go. But they really made it work for this.
Oh yeah,
I mean the whole thing is cell shaded, and it's all in Gabe's style, but the 3 doesn't look bad. And every time they go to a cutscene, it suddenly turns to almost flash-like animation that literally looks like Gabe's art. And one of the things I didn't think mentioned when we did the character creation, when you're done, the character suddenly pops out in this flash animation look, and he looks like a guy that Gabe drew.
Yeah, you can tell the reason there's probably not a ton of options on the character creator is that every single option on the character creator and every combination of options had to be translated not only into the 3D game engine, but into the Flash animation cartoons. And it's like...
And what's really neat is that once you make your character, like things like I think our friend Kevin mentioned it, like when he saw a trailer for the next episode, when you get a trailer for the next episode, when you beat this first episode, and you're in the trailer.
Yep.
It stars you. And apparently, I think he saw a trailer later on, or a cutscene, where it was just when the game was just loading up, and I think he saw himself in that one too. So, when you make your character, they make sure that it's in this game.
Yeah, you are very much the star. You're hanging out with Gabe and Tycho, and kind of tagging along, but at the same time, you are in the game.
Yeah, it's a really, really nice set. One I hope they take inspiration from when they make this Ghostbusters game. That's coming out in October. Like it's the same idea where you make your own character and you hang out with the Ghostbusters while
Just
they're doing
in
their
time
stuff.
For my birthday, guys.
So hopefully, because they do it really well in this game, hopefully they'll do well in Ghostbusters.
The Christmas in October. Yeah, hopefully they'll do really well in October as well. But, back to the Penny Arcade game. The gameplay system, since you were kind of more into this than I was, so I'll let you go over this.
Okay. It's definitely the gameplay, actual combat. First off, all the enemies are always on the screen. And then once you do it, once you see the enemies, it'll a random important text like text or murder or
combat
or catastrophe.
Catastrophe, yeah.
And then you'll immediately go right into the game. And in fact, I noticed that it's usually actually pretty close to where you are right there when you were standing just now in sort of a modified game battle engine.
Yeah, you start off with like an overmap, and when you greet an enemy, like you said, you get the word and everything, and then you go into the battle screen.
And the battle screen, actually, the graphics are the same area where you were just standing just now in the combat area. And it's divided in two halves. The top half is where you and the enemies are. In the bottom half, you get 4 panels. One panel for each character, yourself, Gabe, yourself, Tycho, and then a panel to the side with your sort of pseudo-summon type things.
Whoever is your current summon ally randomly picked up somewhere character. For example, the first one is the cat.
You get the cat eventually, and you get some other characters. And you have options to all of them. And the way that it works is it's very, like I said, it's like the active time battle system in the earlier Final Fantasies, where your meter fills up, then you get to choose your action. However, what they did is you have 3 actions. You usually have 3 actions: item, attack, special attack. And your item meter fills up first, then your attack, then your special attack. And then each button is corresponding to a different color button on, for me, the Xbox.
The Xbox 360 controller.
I'm sure that it's different things for the PC versions or whatever. And as you can make your choices. Now, while you're doing all this, the enemy can still attack you because it's like the active time battle system. And what's neat is everything's much more action button pressy based. Like this, while I feel the overall combat's very Chrono Trigger-ish, it's actually also kind of like Super Mario RPG, Paper Mario.
Yeah, it's
and that every time the enemy attacks you, if you time, you can block with, I think, one of the trigger buttons.
Yeah,
and if you watch their life bar, as soon as it flashes, you have to hit the trigger. And you can do things like, sometimes if you time it well, you'll do a full block, which will significantly reduce the damage, half block, which will sort of reduce the damage, or if you're lucky, you'll counter, which means they'll miss you and then you counterattack. And the special attacks are also all action-based, where, for example, Gabe's, where you have to match down the A button to reach a certain level, then you have to time it such in a certain area in order to hit. Or with yours, you have to hit a button as a dial goes around. Or Tycho's, which is kind of like DDR, it has sort of hit an action sequence.
Yeah, a lot of the special attacks actually reminded me of the Mario and Luigi games.
Yeah.
In that they all had different little button combinations, and they were all basically different little mini games you had to play while you were doing the combat. So if it's not just a strict turn-based choose from menu RPG, it's actually got a pretty neat little combat system that can keep you entertained. I'll admit this right now, I don't play turn-based RPGs very often, so it's kind of, for me, I need something like this to keep me into the combat and into the game, and it does it perfectly. And
actually, on top of that, I didn't also mention, you also have combo attacks, where like either you or yourself and Gabe can team up. I think yourself or Tycho can team up, or Tycho and Gabe can team up.
Tycho and Gabe can team up.
And they're usually more powerful than your regular attack, but it may not be as powerful as some of your super attacks.
Yes.
And just the combat system is just really, really fun. It reminds you a lot of the old styles in many ways. For example, combat's almost instantaneous. Unlike most disc games, the random battle hits, you wait for the battle load up. It usually takes 5 to 10 seconds, not minutes, though it feels like minutes. With this one, no. Immediately, as soon as the text hits, you're battling. Also, there's a die roll, because it's Spin Arcade.
And Tycho had something to do with it.
Everyone rolls a d20, and whoever has the highest initiative wins, and they start the round with the first attack. What's really neat is that when you roll, you may roll a natural 20, in which case you go first with everything fully charged, so you can start off with a special attack right from the get-go, and that's awesome. And as you go through the game, you actually get more special attacks, which are harder versions of what you already have, but have special benefits.
So it's RPG based, but with enough action elements to keep you, if you're not a pure RPG fan, in the game. So the combat system's pretty good. It didn't really have very many too much puzzle solving elements.
Not really.
Yeah, it's all pretty straightforward. Go collect this. Go do that. Go search this.
Because the game's so short, it doesn't really feel like anything's really tedious.
Yeah.
Because you want to go around and beat up stuff anyways. So it really works out in the end. what I thought was neat was that once you beat an enemy, you've beaten the enemy, and you're not going to have to fight him again.
Yep.
And in fact, there pretty much is exact amount of enemies you need to get max levels for everybody, which I thought was really cool. And as you beat up fruit fuckers, you also get parts. Because pretty soon in the game you meet Anne.
Anne Carey is what she's called in here, I believe.
Which of course is Tycho's niece. And she's a mechanical genius, and she can build all sorts of things. And her primary thing in this game is that she can upgrade your weapons using parts of all the robots you destroy. And each character, I think, gets 3 upgrades.
Yep.
Where your rake becomes like a freaking awesome rake at the end. Like, I want this rake for myself at home.
Super blast rake. Like razor rake of death here.
It looks like a trident, but with like
rake.
It's
Neptune's rake.
You know, Tycho gets his guns constantly improved because he uses a machine gun.
But again, because the game is a little short episode, it doesn't become a tedious collectathon or a bash. Like, the game really benefits from the short length of it, because if this was like a 20-hour RPG, I would be sitting here talking about how it got boring doing the same 2 or 3 things over and over again. But since it's not, it's just a neat little story RPG. You never get bored with doing it, and you get to have fun the whole time. So,
although, you know, sadly, there's only like 4 areas you really get to run around in.
Yeah, it's not too big a game.
But again, since it's so short, you don't really notice it until after you've beaten it.
And not only that, this is episode 1.
Yeah.
Like, there will be more episodes. I think it's 1 every 4 months. That's the release schedule.
Yeah, is the idea. And we'll see how that goes, because...
And I kind of get the feeling that this has a set ending. I really get the feeling that the Rain-Slick Precipice of Darkness has a set, this story will end, and I think we'll get a new different genre game under the Penny Arcade Adventures banner once that's over.
Yeah.
Like, maybe a science fiction one. You know, if anybody's seen the cover to their books, they're all over the place with different genres, right? Yeah. You have the fantasy one and the science fiction one, and the latest one is the Encyclopedia Brown one reference.
But it's really, the game's really fun. It's got a really good story. You know, for a Penny Arcade story, you get the places you get to beat up hobos and mimes. You get to go
mime killing.
And they do pretty good jobs of foreshadowing. For example, like, you know that there's this place called the Shithole.
God, it's my old apartment.
Which is apparently these horrible, run-down set of apartments, which the first time you go through and beat up hobos, you don't get access to. But later on, you do, and so you sort of have to go back and beat up more stuff. But because there's new areas for you to go into, it really works. There's also a lot of really neat characters that are sort of exclusive to here. Like the garbage man who loves to sing, the guy who runs the shithole who's a real jerk bag, but he's got these wonderful golden locks that entrances Gabe to no end. You've got the professor who's a urinologist who studies things by peeing on them. Well, I said it's Penny Arcade game.
Yeah, it's Penny Arcade, guys.
You know, through and through. But it's definitely fun. Definitely worth the $20.
Oh, yeah.
Especially if you're a Penny Arcade fan. Although you probably already own it. But if you're on the fence, don't be. Jump that fence. Give them your money. Buy this game and enjoy it.
Yeah, if you are a Penny Arcade fan, buy it. If you like humor of this style, like, go to www.pennyarcade.com. Penny-arcade.
Or else you go to a porn site.
Okay, penny-arcade.com. Just randomly pick a bunch of comics, read about 20 to 30 before you give up on it, because they do occasionally get ones that are really, you had to be there jokes with the video game industry. And if you laugh once or twice, great. Go download the game. The whole thing is some of their best work.
Definitely enjoyed it. And if you beat the game, you get access to it not Ipsy Chris, Ipsy Frontalot song.
Ipsy Frontalot song, Final Boss.
Which should surprise me. He did the Penny Arcade theme, but there you go. And it was really cool, like, end game. Oh, hey,
awesome.
That's neat.
Yeah, hopefully we'll get more. I'm hoping for Optimus Prime at the end of the next one, so
maybe
we'll
more
find
MC
out.
Frontalot.
MC Front.
But we shall see.
We shall see. So how many awesomes are we dealing with here? I'm thinking at least a million cardboard awesomes Out of tube.
There really wasn't much in the way of cardboard tube stuff, was there?
No, there wasn't, but I'm sure we will get... In fact, I am almost positive that eventually what we will get is Penny Arcade Adventures, the Cardboard Tube Samurai.
Oh, I'm sure.
And I will be there on day one.
How many awesomes? They always say that 4 gods wait on the windowsill. So 4 elder
awesomes. I like that better. 4 elder god awesomes.
And with that, we are out
of the closet.
Oh, God.
Robot!
This has been the OSMcast. If you want to learn more about us, or if you liked us, check us out on the web at OSMcast.com and leave a message or comment in the comment section.
OSMcast. So awesome, only 3 letters can contain it.
Or you can leave us an email at osmcast@gmail.com. Or you can even send us a voicemail at the Awesome Line, area code 206-426-5063.
Bye-bye.